Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So I'm right back at just continuing on here, trying to get other things in order as I'm waiting for the tomatoes and wheat to go. So cows are getting a bit low. I need to keep them going to produce some slurry, because I still need 272,000 slurry in my next go-round. And I'm only at 188,000. So I'm going to work on getting them the feed that they need. I should have plenty of food in my TMR mixer. I think that should be full. I'm usually pretty good at keeping everything running, but I may get up there and be surprised. So there's just a lot of moving parts on my farm right now, and it's proving to be a little elusive as to what's happening. Well, it's possible that I don't, because obviously I've run out of things in production, so we'll see. We'll see what happens when I put this underneath here. I've got mineral feed still on the side, so didn't run out of that. So that is a good thing. But let me get in here. Alright, get this dumped in. So I'm going to have 3 or 4 months at least till the wheat's ready. I don't think the tomatoes are going to be up. It's even with the 3,000 additional liters that I had sitting outside the greenhouses, I'm only at 6,500, so I'm barely at 33% of what the VIPs want. So it's going to take me a little bit of time. Once again, working to get that silage empty. I'm still thinking I'm going to go ahead and get fermenting silo in there so that I don't need to play the bunker silo game. It's just not something I found that I enjoy. It's a lot of work, a lot of running back and forth. And it's just a lot cleaner to go ahead and put things in a silo that then they can ferment inside, and it doesn't require compaction and all that type of additional work. Alright, so this will, because I think I'm at about 20,000, so this will more than double what's here to feed them right now. I probably need to do something to generate 2 or 3 loads in a short period of time, because early on I had fed the cows pretty quickly, and then now I'm just kind of sustaining them, which is okay, but it just makes it easy to forget. And obviously that would be preferred not to happen, because then production stops. So if everything is full, I should be able to get 1 more load here, but I may find that I'm not ready. We do have some more, but clearly it's pretty quiet, so I don't think it's running. So obviously my next activity will be to get this going. So let me jump out here. We'll head on over and we'll get ourselves moving. Looks like hay, certainly silage, we know that. So let me actually run over here, get myself a load of hay. I think I'm dragging on the ground here. So let's see if I can get 1 here. I don't really want 2. Such a challenge. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna have to let me see if I can do it this way. Yep, that worked. So we'll get the hay in. Looks like we might have gotten a full trailer, so that'll be good. But if I certainly want to get this running Always too easy to get things mixed together. Whoop. Come on. Didn't put enough pressure down, I guess. Alright, I don't understand. I see. I must have just picked it up. Why can I not get this going? I'm not functioning very well today. There we go. So let's see. If I pick this up, there we go. Now, it took it, so I should be good. Wow, that was a lot. A lot for a little. I'm going to figure out how to operate this thing today yet. There we go. So let me look at the TMR mixer. So hay is full. It's actually running again. No, actually hay is not full. It just needed to update. So, alright, I can get another thing of hay. The straw will be... So let me do the straw first. But the straw will end up sitting there. I know that's kind of what our normal process is. Because we don't, I think we only have the 9,000 capacity. I'm always struggling a bit with what exactly is my limit for each. We'll drop that down, let that go. There we go. You can see it's full, but the bale is still there. So I do think I'm gonna need to probably create some straw. I don't know that I want to do all of it. Not sure. Not sure how excited I am about creating tons and tons of straw off my wheat field, but this is my shot. So I have to take a peek. Alright. That might take the whole thing. There we go. So it does. Alright, so we're set with what we can do with this front end loader here. So I'll just get it back out of the way here. And now I'll go hop over to my telehandler. Oh, I've got a little bit in the bucket. I didn't notice that before I pulled away. I could have dumped that quickly and been done. So there we go, 400 more liters there. But yeah, I'm thinking we've still got a good ways. I haven't really looked at the amount that I have here in the bunker silo to pick up and what's remaining. But I'm thinking it's still got to be over 100,000 liters, so I've got a ways. But obviously the pile's getting a lot smaller. It had been well on its way out to the edge here. So we'll go ahead and dump this in, but I'm going to have several... Whoa! Alright. I'm going to finish this up without torturing you any further, because obviously today I can't operate equipment to save my life. So let me get this running, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so if we run in here, you can see we got 61,444 liters of silage left. I've still got a little bit left in the bucket there. Not quite full here, but now that it's been producing, I should be able to get it maxed. Yep. So there we go. So we got another 22,000. Everything's full up, so it should be running. We'll end up getting some more, and then I'll just kind of try to stay on it a little bit faster. So, as always, on Riverview Farm here, trying to service the VIPs, I'm always just trying to figure out what makes sense. So, as I was emptying the bunker, continuing to evaluate, yep, is the direction I'm intending to go really where I want to go? I do think so, because it's also a lot easier if I can just pick up, a trailer load of silage rather than, at this point, because it's about 18,000 liters to go ahead and put into the TMR mixer. That's, 6, 7 shovelfuls at, maybe closer to 8, given that it's like 2,600 or 2,400 per shovel. I don't remember exactly the capacity, but I can fill about 18,000 liters into the TMR mixer. So just decided next morning I want to run down here and see what, if anything, I see down here. Alright, so we do have one pallet of wool starting to come out. So we've got, 10 liters of wool. Wow. Alright, so we're not producing this very quickly. We're going to need 21,000 liters. That's almost in a day. I mean, again, we've got a lot of other things to produce. Yeah, life is interesting. But yeah, if in 24 hours I'm producing 10 liters, obviously that's it's going to take a bit of time. And I forgot the capacity of the sheep barn. It's 65, so I can get a few more, but it's going to take a little bit. So I'm going to kind of let it play out, because that's the situation. We've got, again, another couple pallets here. Do I have 4 at the others? Alright, it just was very elusive through the glass. Alright, so pretty soon we'll be filling up there. Be able to be in a good spot. Again, we need 18,000 liters of tomatoes, 43,000 liters of wheat. I'm still waiting for the wheat to get to the harvest point. So I'm back here a couple days later in the start of the day. Cows are already down to 20,000, so they're basically going through a trailer load a day to fill this up. Again, I've run out of material in my mixer. I'm out of hay once again, so I'm going to go through this cycle, get them fed. Wheat is still growing, tomatoes are still accumulating, so just a lot of waiting and keeping things moving in the interim that I've got going on, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I have been continuing to keep things going on the farm, and we are at a point here. I have switched the greenhouses over to strawberries because I've got enough tomatoes. Now if I run over here, I'm thinking we're going to have like 40 or 50 liters of wool. It's not going to be a lot. 177, so better than I expected, but a far cry from 21,000 liters. So I think that may take us a long time. Whoops, don't want to be in this one. So I'm hoping, I've got a weight on the front of the tractor, as you can see here. This is my most powerful tractor. With the other tractor connected, it was already so much weight that it was causing it to stand on its back wheels. It was, doing the wheelie. But I'm pretty excited. The wheat's not quite mature yet. So let's see. Well, it rolls. That's a start. But as you can see, we're still growing. We're not even close to dark. Just being able to get anything done at this point is great. But hold on, I don't even know where I'm going. So I need to go to Moondogs. Alright, well, we know where Moondogs is. We're going to head over there. So once we get the next batch done here, certainly our target is going to be getting this sugar cane off the field. And hopefully I have enough. And then I can determine what I do with that sugar cane field right now. I don't remember if I have future needs for it or not. but we've got to drive along a little bit of the road here, so let me get over to Moondogs and let's get our third VIP order of this level finally taken care of. This should go here, but yeah, I couldn't put more on this trailer than I have because it really took all my horsepower. I had all kinds of trouble. It is pulling down. The VIP order screen is up, so I'm in the right place, and we just need to get the tomatoes into the building, so it's going to take a little bit of time. We've exceeded 800,000 pounds at this point. Very, very exciting. Do I really have... It's claiming I have 3 to go. I love it. Let me go back, because I hear clicking in my ear, although now it says 0, but yeah, so it's wow. Alright, well, so I gotta bring one more pallet over. Thankfully, I have it. I have some pallets stacked up on the side. But, let me go back, get the one pallet, and we'll come back and actually finish it. So a bit of a quirk there. While I had 18,000, it's claiming I had 17,997. So a little bit of fun. Whoops, that sometimes happens. Forgetting again that I'm on the left side of the road. So, nearly a disaster there. I did roll the tractor and trailer on the way over here. I had a bit of fun getting that all taken care of. Luckily, I didn't lose the load. That would have been, oh, so disheartening. Because you know how long it took to grow 18,000 liters of tomatoes. And now again, I think we have to grow some insane amount of strawberries. I want to say 90,000 liters, but maybe I'm crazy. No, I'm not. 90,000 liters. And then we need a little bit of tomatoes in the future, so I'm just going to leave the pallets stacked just like I have been with the eggs. And, you know, obviously once we complete the strawberries, we'll worry about the tomatoes. I think one of the things I had talked about in the last episode was debating kind of dedicating the greenhouses to different crops so that I can grow both, but in the end I can't get past that level without fulfilling the strawberries. So having a head start on tomatoes is wonderful, and once again I can always do that at some point, but I'm thinking it's going to take me much longer than I'm even thinking in my brain to get the amount of strawberries that the VIPs are looking for. I think I may have mentioned it, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with that much. Maybe they're having a strawberry festival. Maybe they're suddenly getting into the jam and preserve business on a grand scale. Obviously not something that we're able to do with set productions. An idea for a modder, perhaps. A jelly factory. Sugar, fruit, seems like it would work, right? Anyway, so let me get the extra trip that I wasn't planning on making, but I'm waiting anyway for the wheat, so no biggie. I'll see you in a bit. Back here with my 500 liters to fill 3, so this will wrap it up. But obviously, yeah, I'll just go ahead and sell it off just because I don't know that 497 liters are going to matter that much. Wow, this takes a bit of time. I was going to say, I think it was just still going slower. I was hoping it could speed up if I release the straps, but alright, so you can see 3 orders green. All we got left is our wheat. So I'm doing an early wake-up call today because it's harvest day, and I also see, now that I'm here, that it's going to be raining, which is not great. But I need to go grab the harvester and get going. So I did forget that I had my header over here at the side of the field and not on my trailer, so I'm going to waste some time getting all that taken care of. So there is our lovely field of rolling waves of grain waiting to be harvested, but I realized my gas is pretty low, so I'm heading up to the gas station to fill up the harvester. So I just realized as I've come onto the field, I forgot I had that planting over midnight, so I need to go ahead and move up another day so that the whole field is ready. So as an added benefit of moving a day, I got to avoid the rain from yesterday, and I also have the situation now that I decided to just start as early as I possibly can, which is 5 a.m. when I've gone to sleep. So going ahead and doing that, obviously dropping the straw swaths as I've mentioned. So want to definitely take advantage of that. I can always leave things on the field if I choose to, if I have too much happening. So just trying to get a good start. My intent is I'm going to run 4 headlands around the field, and that should then let me easily turn and do what I need to do in other areas. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now the big challenge here is simply going to be how difficult it's going to be and how quickly things are going to fill up. Alright, so I didn't get very far here to go ahead and harvest before I filled. So you can see we're going to be busy emptying the harvester today. Continuing to move along here, getting my headlands done. So I've got many, many hours of work ahead of me, as you can see. So I am going to continue doing that, and as I start to fulfill the next VIP order, I'll certainly pop over here and let you see where we're at. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've jumped over here to the grain mill because we are going to need the grain mill to make flour, but we need to buy it to do that. So 96,000 pounds. So I've got that added in. And now we can see that we can make some flour. So we're going to be able to take 5 sheaves of wheat and make 4 flours. If I've done my math correctly, I'm going to need 31,250 liters of wheat to make enough flour. And my hope is, because I have to drop this 43,000 off at the grain mill, that it'll basically then be a wash. So yes, what I haven't determined yet, and so this will be an experiment with that, is if the VIPs will still give me credit for selling wheat to a grain mill that I now own. Because one could certainly reasonably fathom that that requirement was because that VIP owned the grain mill and was willing to buy that 43,000 liters from me, but maybe they're still willing to make that deal. So we'll see how this works, or if purchasing that grain mill caused me some sort of a problem. So overall, not too bad, 40,000 liters, and I did that in less than 2 hours. The real question is, what am I really going to have as far as the yield off of that field entirely, because I'm guessing it's going to be quite massive, and that will potentially give us some choices later to be able to do things. But let me get down to the grain mill and I'll see you there. So yeah, this is a bit of a scenic little journey here, trying to get myself to the grain mill. The road goes along the coast here. I'm just worried I'm not going to have enough horsepower to get up there. Because I think I need to go this way now. Somehow I vaguely remember making this trip before, and I'm worried I'm going to have the same result, which is I get really, really close to the top, and then I can't make it. I'm going to drive this way, because it is very difficult the other way. And at this point, I guess, since I'm on a little bit of a scenic drive, I'll chat with you while we get there, but this looked a little bit better. There was a roadway that seemed to go off and perhaps jump up across this ridge line, but I just was not sure. I guess it's really a stream bed, but I just was not sure that that would work. Alright, so once again, I've got to head this way. Good news is this is now straight in. Alright, and I believe looks like maybe here, so there's another road from the other direction. I'll have to probably take that one out. Alright, my guess is the grain goes there. This, I think, is where the flour's going to come out as it gets delivered. This is a very, very tight location. Alright, well, it will take wheat. And we are getting credit for our VIP order, so this won't get us fully done, because we need 43,000 liters. So I'm going to need to run another load up here, but a very small one. But let me run over and talk to the foreman. And at this point, we need them to... So it was activated. I can deactivate these other options, because I don't need that right now. So yeah, it looks like wheat's actually, oats, I guess, actually gives us more liters of flour than the amount of liters of raw grain we put in. Alright, let me see if this is a smoother way. It still looks a little bit steep here, but it comes from what looks like a road. Yeah, so this is probably actually a better way if I can get where I need to, so I'll have to keep an eye on things as I go. But yeah, this looks like it's going to take me down to the bridge. So yeah, I could have saved myself quite a bit of time. Again, I think I vaguely remember this before. I think I've been up here for something. I had to do a delivery to the grain mill of something else, but obviously I'd forgotten. But let me get back to the field and just part of another harvester load, and we'll have enough. Alright, so I've grabbed a little bit more. I thought I had the fill limiter on, but must have been off for some reason, because when I looked at it, it was back at the full capacity. But 81 liters of extra wheat is going to be fine. So I am pretty pleased with the fact that now this will be getting completed. It does feel like it's been quite a while here on level 8, but as I've noticed, the requirements are certainly accelerating and getting much, much larger per the 90,000 liters of strawberries we need as an example for the next level. So, the most interesting thing, obviously we'll get some payment. I don't think it was that substantial this time, so we may not get over £1 million here at this point, but seeing what is asked for in the next phase that we'll be made privy to is going to be interesting. Wow, I'm not sure that this was any better than the other way. I'm wondering if I came here with a full trailer if I'd have the same problem, so it's definitely something to be aware of. You see if I come in now this way, if I can more easily leave, I should be able to. Not going to get the trailer on, obviously, so I was hoping it would follow it along a little better, but clearly it did not. Alright, so let's finish up our level 8 orders. Here we go, 137,300 pounds for that. And then level 9 is our next goal that we'll have. But let me go take a look at what has come up on the order board. Alright, so level 12, we got 6 different requirements. We're going to have tomatoes, wheat, we're going to have some furniture. So I think that means I'm going to need to get the carpentry. We have milk, which we're obviously going to have. Sorghum, so a couple crops, greenhouse, production, output of animals, and then raisins, which is another production. I think that requires the grape processing facility. I'll have to see if one of those is around. I think it is. So we've certainly got a lot to look forward to. Not in the near future, I would imagine, because again, we've got hundreds of thousands of liters of other things we need between that and getting to level 12. Now we're just at level 9 here, a little sharper than I was anticipating. Luckily I could see and adjust before I hit the tree. But at this point, the remainder of this day is going to be spent with wheat, getting field 42, I believe is the number that we're on, cleared. And also, at some point I'm going to need to collect that straw off the field, because we're also coming up closely on finishing and emptying the bunker silo and getting that then removed and replacing it. I think a small fermenting silo will be fine, because it's not as if I have a TMR mixer that is going to allow me to do substantial amounts of silage, I suppose. Let me stop and take a quick look again. Yes, I have no silage need. I have more slurry, but that's okay. So as long as I don't need to sell silage, because that was going to be one of the pieces. If I suddenly needed to sell a substantial amount of silage, perhaps then it might be worth a larger production on our farm, but I don't think we need that now. I'll be curious, but I can produce silage in a bunker silo, so the VIPs already know that. So I would think that that new requirement wouldn't suddenly generate because I had a different production option. But either way, silage just may not have been something that they've needed. So I'm going to continue to work on the wheat. If somehow that happens incredibly fast, I may jump into something else, but I'm going to make the assumption that that's not the case. And even if it is, I think I've probably got enough material here to give you a good view of what's going on. And so at this point I will say I will see you next time.